I look at Apple and Microsoft, those things are starting to look terrible and starting to lose steam. What you're about to see is a video snippet from inside the boiler room. Every single morning before the open of the US stock markets, I analyze dozens of stocks and then decide on the trades that we're going to look at for that day with dozens of traders. We all get together, execute trades, chat some, and make some money together on a Zoom conference call. Go to thepatterntrader.com/club to find out more. We're in this kind of channel with the S&P. I still think it needs to go up to 4,100, 4,200. There's just a small little piece, that I think it still has to go on the upside. So I just think that these sell-offs are somewhat of a buying opportunity. So we're in this big channel, it could fall short and start going back down. So it's just, when you start again, trying to play around and try and see and fiddle, just the best thing is to let the market tell you when it's ready. And when I look at Apple and Microsoft, those things are starting to look terrible and starting to lose steam. So, but this could all play out, after the end of December. So we might just still have a month of, so let's just kind of take a look at the monthly and work backwards. I mean, Apple is starting to look very, very, it looks like Tesla. This looks like Tesla did. You got a shoulder here, and this looks like, it might take some time, but it does not look good. And then you pack in these key reversals right here at the top. So right at the top, these guys are, saying it just failed up there. And then I also look at the volatility. It's just a visceral thing. There's no textbook. So you can see how orderly it is going up here. And then you can see how the magnitudes of volatility start picking up, where these monthly bars are much bigger than the monthly bars that preceded it. And to me, this volatility, precedes a market change. So, for years and years and years, it was calm. Now we have the storm. And I don't know, man. It just feels like this thing is ready to crack. So it's sitting on this precarious neckline. And so this would be the price level. I'd say 135. We start coming through there. It's going to open up, a lower price. But, as we saw with Tesla, you can go down, you can bounce. It takes time for these things to, but if this, this thing starts crack apart, then the confidence of the markets are going to crack. So, this is an area just to keep an eye on, this 235. I'm sorry, 135. And you can see, when we look at this weekly, it's, even looks really ominous. It just, you stand back and this just feels like a triple top. And necklines, again, this 130. So 135 to 130, it starts getting tricky. You can see it's starting to buckle right here. And it just feels like it's just a downward drift. It was kind of a megaphone top. And to me, it feels like this thing wants to come back here. So this is the shooting match right here. And it just feels like you're starting to, peak out up here. So it's going to be just interesting to see how this plays out. But again, these things take a lot longer than you think. We've been looking at Tesla, and Tesla's been threatening to break, and it's just starting to break, lows, and then it, comes back up into the range. So it's a hazardous kind of game here. Microsoft is starting to buckle. And it's, in this long-term channel here. So, has it put in a bottom here? Are we going to drift back up here? We've got, all of these. So this is, a short-term area of supply right here. You can see this 250. Every time it kind of comes here, it just buckles. And now you're just kind of consolidating here. So I don't know, all these inside bars, maybe, it turns back up. This could be, we could look back and see this as a bottom. So, it's real easy. Just put a buy stop above all this stuff at 250 and let the market do its work, or, it's either going to die or go higher. So it's in this middle ground, and there's certainly, a lot of resistance here, but, my thought is, the more time something hits a certain area, eventually it's going to go through. So again, very, very tricky in here, very arduous, kind of sorted out. So this is silver. I probably should just get out of the rest of my options and salvage something on this break today. I mean, we started to put in a little bottom, but this thing is, got lower highs now, and it's starting to look like it just could roll. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what the action is today, but this was the same thing yesterday. It started higher and just faded. So I don't know if I should just use this higher opening to dump out of my calls. So I don't know. I'll see what happens. This kind of still looks kind of crappy now. So we'll see what happens. I just feel the way this thing kind of came back on the weekly. It's still, I don't know. There's something going on here. But I probably should have heeded the warning of this guy right there, that it was maybe going to be difficult to make progress. But the more we don't go down, so you have a key reversal, and if we don't go down, the more it just hangs here, then there's more chance that it could go higher. The problem is my options expire this week. I probably should have bought some further out options. And I may still do that. I'll see what it looks like today, and I might just kick the can forward a few more weeks, because I just feel like the way this thing kind of revisited this area, if it doesn't go down, if we have this key reversal and we keep kind of stalling and kind of going higher, then that's going to really, so it's either going to roll or go higher. And I think we're at that inflection point where it should do one thing or another pretty quickly. Hey, if you would like to trade alongside me every day and join our most prestigious program, then head over to thepatterntrader.com/club for more information.